Are you wondering what the real estate market is looking like in the Twin Cities? Well, as of the end of March 2023, we have an interesting mix. I'm Schumann. I'm a realtor here in the Twin Cities, and if you're looking for information about the real estate market, what the neighborhoods and suburbs here look like, what they have to offer, and some insight on what it's like to live here in Minnesota, clicking the subscribe button would not be a bad decision on your part. I try to give a comprehensive overview of what you can expect in the market here if you're looking to sell or buy a new home. And you should stick around because the last half of this video, I'm going to give you the lowdown on what kinds of offers are making the grade when it comes to sellers right now. One of the biggest factors driving the real estate market here is the lack of homes available to purchase. So if you are thinking of selling your home, spring is never a bad time to do that. It's a really busy time for buyers and sellers. And add to that the fact that the competition will be significantly less than you've seen in years past. You're likely to be on your way to a new home in a hurry. Homes that are priced properly, are in good condition, have been prepped, and are in a good location are still going very quickly, and they often receive multiple offers. We currently have about 4,000 active listings that are not under a contingent contract in the 7-county metro area, and about 700 of those are active with some sort of contingency, meaning you can go see them, but they have a contract on them and they're just waiting for a resolution of an inspection or something like that. So I don't know if this sounds like a lot of homes to you. Thousands does seem like a lot, but it's actually not for a city this size. However, a bright spot for inventory is the increase in what we classify as coming soon properties. So these are ones that you cannot get in to look at, but they're notifying you that they're going to be on the market soon. I'm wondering if our less than stellar weather is having an impact on decisions to sell right now, because yesterday we woke up to another like 10 inches of snow after a blizzard, April Fools, and we have had nearly 90 inches of snow this winter. It's the third snowiest winter on record. Yay! We did it. Warm sunny days and flowers and clear sidewalks are much more pleasant conditions to sell in and also obviously to buy in. Okay, you're gonna always hear me talk about months supply of inventory and what that means as far as who it favors in a transaction. Does it favor the buyer, the seller, nobody at all? We are sitting at 1.5 months worth of inventory, which is less than what we would consider a balanced market at 5 months worth, and far less than what we would consider a buyer's market at 6+ months. And by this measure, the Twin Cities Metro is very firmly still in a seller's market. I think that the confusing part of this for sellers or even agents that aren't really doing their due diligence can be that despite this statistic, making a mistake by not prepping a home well or not pricing it to be attractive in this market can still result in a house sitting for quite a while. If these things are done, homes are selling quickly and often in multiple offer situations. The median days on market for homes are at right about 12 right now, and this is a very slight increase from January when we were seeing homes sitting for a median of 9 days. But this is still historically low, and if you look at the graph, you're gonna see that, it's gone down, down, down over the past 10 years. I'm often astonished and confused when I see headlines from national newspapers that talk about the real estate market in kind of like a doom and gloom perspective, because when I look at the numbers here, I just don't see it. Real estate is hyper-local. National level data is not very useful. You really want to be able to drill down to the neighborhood or potentially even the street level. We have seen trends of people moving to certain markets over the past few years, and that rush of people has had a crazy impact on the price of homes in those areas. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking of places like Phoenix, Boise, Austin, a few others. And those areas may be in an adjustment period where they're adjusting their prices downward or not growing quite as quickly. Minneapolis did have growth, but not on that tidal wave scale that these metros had, and that means that we aren't having to correct on the same scale as these places either. We were lucky enough to stay kind of more moderate by comparison, and the median price for homes has risen again this year. That means that homes are appreciating, they are gaining equity, They aren't losing value. Single family homes in the 7-county metro area have appreciated at about 6.1% over the past 12 months, with the new median home price sitting right at $403,000. In January of 2022, that was at $380,000. In 2022, the median price increase in homes was much steeper at about 11% in just 1 year, and that is really just unsustainable over the longer term. So it seems that the efforts to tamp down home price inflation seem to be working. Another interesting thing to look at is the number of price reductions. At one point in the fall, these were pretty high as a percentage of active inventory, but we are seeing only around 300-ish of them on a 7-day rolling average now. Logically, this means that these homes are not getting the traffic that they need in order to sell, and the feedback that the agents are hearing is that it's priced probably too high. This is a wasted opportunity for these sellers. The first couple of weeks are when you get the most traffic on a new listing. And if you're priced well out the gate, it's really important because you're more likely to get a buyer right away or multiple offers. So if you're a buyer, this smells like opportunity to me. I would look for longer market times and maybe longer than 9 days, and potentially a price reduction in a home, and it could be a place that you would find a deal. The other thing that I keep tabs on is the number of distressed properties, and this is still under 1.5% of all active properties. Again, it's a percentage, so it's at around 60-ish total homes that are in this condition. Last summer, I helped someone buy a short sale, which is technically distressed, and it was one of about 65 in the metro area, and the percentage at that time was just under 1%. So in other words, the actual number of properties fitting this description has not risen, even though the percentage makes it appear that it has. If you're thinking about moving to the Twin Cities, you should check out my free relocation guide in the description box down below this video. And if you have questions, reach out, because I love to talk to people that meet me on YouTube. My contact information is down there too. Just tap the title if you're on a mobile device. All right, an interesting visual to look at when you're wondering about how competitive your particular price range is likely to be is this graph of showing activity for homes broken out by price range in the 7-county metro area. This is really descriptive to look at because you're seeing the demand by price point. The homes priced in the 300s are getting the bulk of the action, whereas it looks as if when you hit about 550,000 or higher, there is a significant drop in potential buyers for that property. This is something to be aware of if you're a seller, and it's an opportunity for a buyer. Okay, so let's take a look at offer terms. A transaction coordination company gives us insight into what kinds of offers are being accepted by sellers right now. This is not scientific, it's just what they're seeing on their particular transactions, but I think it's helpful and kind of a good gauge. So exactly how aggressive do you need to be to get your offer picked? I thought this information was extra interesting this time around because they actually gave it to us now and as a comparison with this time last year, and sweet relief, it is less competitive and less crazy. Inspections are being waived at 34% of the time now versus 52% this time last year. And I just want to make a side note that my clients have always been able to get an inspection. So sellers are contributing to closing costs at 26% of the time this year. This can be for repairs or inspection remedies versus only 18% of the time last year. Escalation clauses are included in the offers at 7% of the time this year versus 8% of the time last year. And buyers are including coverage for appraisal gaps in their offers about half of the time that they were this year. So 22% of the time now versus 44% of the time last year. And if we look at financing methods, cash is still coming in at nearly 20% of all winning offers. Conventional loans are still the big dog at around 67%, and the other beacon of hope for first-time home buyers and vets is FHA is a winner for 9% of the offers. We were seeing this really low last year, and VA is at 2%, also very low last year. So let me know if you have questions, and thank you for watching, and have a great week.